My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on with our Total War sub-modded version of Dale. As we now bring hurt upon the dwarves, for we struck first. The dwarves have been roaming around our lands for some time now, doing things like this, marching people along our road network to get out to the east. And Erebor is one of the wealthiest provinces the game has in its possession, and I want to take it. And if we are to fight the dwarves, it's better to do it early when we have numbers as our advantage, because if we try and take them in the later stages of the game, they will ruin us. So we're going to try and beat them off early. I have allied with Dorwinion, and I have allied with the elves of Mirkwood. I am currently sending a diplomat on the way to Rune in an attempt to also ally with them and bring the wrath of the East down upon Mordor, so that I don't have to. That's the point. But what we have to do to kick the battle off, kick the campaign off, is with a battle as Captain Eodir and some woodsmen from the city itself are about to attack Naglug. Now Naglug has 26 Dogaldor hosts, which is nothing, 22 Dogaldor archers. Both of those will fall in one single charge from our cavalry. However, he himself with his Uruk bodyguards will not be so easily slain. Also, as promised, this episode should hopefully be 1 hour in length. I had originally had my entire Saturday free to do 2 videos that will go up this week, and then some modding, and leisurely enjoy my morning. However, I have been press-ganged into attending a Christmas shopping extravaganza, and my time is no longer available to me, but I have still ensured this will be 1 hour long, because, damn it, I'm not a man of my word, but I try to be. Right, and what we're going to want to do here is make sure our archers have the most scope available to them. Although our ally is coming in, he'll be essentially behind the other side. So, well, we could always run him round, actually. Yeah, no, let's go over here. Let's put our archers on top of this hill. They've got full range. Stand yourselves nice and wide. Pop the good draughts behind you. And the cavalry will charge the enemy. But let's put you kind of up there so you're on the flank. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right. Let's do it. Get a move on. You there. I want you to run here. And then to run here. And then to run to here. Oh. Bugger. And then to run to there. And then we'll worry about you. Who's that in the front? Dogaldor host. Turn and face for Dale, men. And a glorious day. 26, in fact, Uruks stand upon the field from Dogaldor. And the charge of the Dale cavalry takes them down too. Wait for it. 5 Uruk hosts remain. Pull yourselves out of there. Oh, and they've left the archers totally unguarded. 22 Uruk archers from Dogaldor. Patchwork armor as they stand before the might of Dale. They're going to get another shot off. But the cavalry hits them. Not as good a charge that time, though. And they're down to only a... Oh, they're dead. You can stay in prolonged melee, that's not a problem. Right, so the bodyguards, as expected, the only threat left. You guys, abandon what I was telling you to do.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Just run straight there. Go, 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 go. Cavalry, just finish them off. I think the swordsmen have come up behind you. Yes, they have. There's only 2 of them, though, so kindly finish those off as well, please. Right, archers. The host is coming in from over there. Bring the cavalry down. What's the bodyguard doing? Oh, here they come. So we've got some Dalian woodsmen, our militia archers. Unarmoured. Very poorly armed. But standing next to them are the formidable Dalian longbowmen. A key army unit for Dale, the longbowmen. Just depends how many shots we're going to get off before we have to engage them. Oh, they're doing well. They are doing well. Keep going. Let's take it off of ×6 so we can time it a bit better. We want the Gadrorts to get the cavalry. Get the cavalry over there.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Keep them pinned. Pin them. Oh, you morons. The Gadrorts totally missed them, and they hit the archers. Keep it at ×6. Get those guys out of there. They're not worth anything in melee. In fact, I'll show you. The Dalian Woodsmen have a 2 melee attack and a 3 total defense. Compared to the Longbowmen with 4 and 6. And of course the Gadrorts with 16 total defense, but a very low attack. The Gadrorts are the quintessential defensive unit. And they also should bear the brunt of this damage now. Let's get the cavalry out.
We are here to protect our land. The enemy army flees the field.
Capture him. Yes!
Clear victory.
Yes! 12 men lost. A 10 times kill death ratio. 67 for the cavalry, of course. For each man of Dale that fell there, 10 orcs fell in his place. That is an excellent example of how cavalry can absolutely ruin enemy troops that don't have any defense against them. Marvelous. Simply marvelous. Kill them all. I think Dulguldur, I think twice before they attack Escarath again, don't you? Relations worsened, of course, but go back to your little fort there. And those guys should be able to retrain, really. I forget. We make no money. We have totally pulled... Oh, but I moved him, which means it won't work. Bugger. You have to keep him exactly where he started for that to work, unfortunately. Alright, as has been written in the comments, and as has been said before on occasion, I will not attack Erebor until they attack me. The city map of Erebor, which we have in this game, is very favourable to the dwarves, and we would get slaughtered. We would win if we attack Erebor, but we will lose an awful lot of troops. And once we gain Erebor and then pop some mines in it, we will easily be making enough money to fund King Bane's armies. So it's no real concern at the moment. Oh, we've got some information. No! No! Rune, what are you doing? Ah.
Yes, my lord. My lord.
Rune have gone for Dorwinion.
Approaching quietly. My lord. Without question.
Well,
stopping here.
I'm sorry, Dorwinion. But Rune is a much bigger threat than you, and I'm going to join them. Dale and Rune against the world. Oh, the dwarves still have not attacked us elsewhere yet. They're really having a... I would have thought they would have attacked somewhere. Repaid some form of vengeance for our assault on Erebor. If not, I'm surprised they haven't just gathered everything they have and marched headlong toward Erebor. But the AI has a will and mind of its own. As indeed you'd expect, given its name, AI.
Yes,
Artificial
my lord.
Intelligence. Right, the nearest town, I think, is on one of these rivers.
As you wish.
But I think we'd need to tell Dorwinion that we're going to not be allied with them before we can then ask... Oh, yeah, that's foolish of me. Right, you're going to have to go back there and break the alliance before you can go to Rune and make an alliance. Have I got another diplomat? No. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but it's a lot of end turning, but not too many. And the end turns only take about 20 seconds, so it's not too bad. It is not too bad. Thank you very much to... Oh, I've completely forgotten your name, and I'm so sorry. But in the last episode of the Total War video, I expressed my frustration at the public order situation, and many people answered that question, but one person answered above and beyond the question and provided me with a wealth of information, and to him I am eternally grateful, for I feel like I now at least understand a bit better the nature of the game and what I can expect and need to do.
How can we help? You obviously care naught. This meeting was disappointing, without question.
Right.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
So my thanks go out to him so that I'm not as blind to what's going to happen in Total War Warhammer 2 now. We have broken our alliance with Dorwinion. Now, if you have been following Knight of the North stories behind these Dale videos, there was one on the first episode and one on the second episode. And in said stories, he suggested that our son and heir, Brand, who's currently, I believe, in Alanin, was married to a woman from Dorwinion in order to forge the alliance, and he was not best pleased with this. So I've now created a situation within which he can divorce the hag and send her packing back to the Winelands. Now, the dwarves have just done exactly what I thought they might do, say, 7 turns ago when I first started besieging Erebor, or however many it was, 11 turns I think it would last. It looks like the dwarves have decided they can't best the army I have at Erebor, so they're going to let their king and Gimli die. And instead, they're just going to take my regions from me. So Berg-ram's just been... Oh, no way. What have we got in there? Oh, bugger. Ah, Bjarn. Bjarn, you can do it. There's Prince Brand, currently knocking around Alanin. You are now the front line against Dorwinion if they choose to attack us.
Your orders. Yes.
I'd not be surprised if they did. Oh, I was in the wrong place. There's Berg-ram and Arrakis. Let's get an alliance with those. I think Berg-Alpis is going to be lost to us, I'm afraid. But we can kill Captain Baragor.
I'll rip off your head and spit down your neck. To battle.
Oh, it doesn't think we can, but we can. We can! Men of Dale, rise up!
Attack!
What are we going to have to do here? We've got a unit of armor piercing. We've got to use those to our advantage. Our general fires arrows. We must expend every arrow before we engage these buggers in melee.
The battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
So, you guys are not going to be much use here. And our axemen are coming in from behind. Archers! Start shooting at them. Oh, they're not running straight at you. Excellent. Oh, no. They've changed their minds. They are running straight at you. Get those axemen down here. Oh, some of them are going down. Oh, of course! Royal Archers fire black arrows. Yes! You absolute beauties. With any luck, you can see its effect there. It has just a slight sort of black trail behind it, indicating its black arrow nature, which is why the enemy is dropping. Because each arrow is armor piercing. As they fly through the air. I'm afraid I'm going to use the dirtiest tactic in the book, which is kiting the dwarves. It is far and away the best way to kill dwarves, and unfortunately it's so cheesy, but it works. Especially when you're only up against... Oh, they've... Ah, bastards! They caught us off guard! Keep dropping them. Oh, are they running away, actually? No, they're not, but form a line against them.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such.
They're just standing there and taking it.
Only half
Oh,
the enemy
arrows
force
to the
remains.
back. That can't be enjoyable. Raining in. Omen pigeons. Omen in. Keep firing, man. You can see them just on top of the hill. Marvellous. Yeah, we're about to run out. Now is the time! Men of Dale, it is time!
The battle is very much in our favour.
Come on,
Victory will
Dalesman.
be ours.
Use those axes. Hammer down on them. I'm hoping just numbers now is our advantage. Sheer numbers. And that we've got the... Yes, the swordsmen are coming in from behind. Now, dwarves, it is almost impossible to break dwarves, especially elite dwarves. And in fact, these dwarves, it is impossible to break. Their morale is locked. But they still are not as effective when they are totally surrounded. So. But look at them. They're absolutely burning through the Dalesmen like a knife through butter. We were going to take losses, but...
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
That was always going to happen against the dwarves, I'm afraid. We are going to take losses, but we must bring them down. Look at him just knocking him in the head with the shield. Bugger off, mate. Off you go. Someone hit him. He's not having a very fun time of just defending him all the time. So if you could just swing your axe at him right there. Ah, there we are. There's the animation glitch where they suddenly grow in size because the animation is not designed for the dwarves. I am going to speed it up though as we just kill off these last 8. We will have to fight to the death. But I think we will get them. Numbers. Stun lock is one of the game's best, cheesiest features. Units can get stun locked, so a unit can be as amazing as you want, but when it's totally surrounded, it just can't do anything.
This is a clear victory.
Look how happy we are. 20 men paid and 116. Oh, the Royal Archers took 92 of them out. Well done. Here is a thing unheard of, he said. An elf will go underground and a dwarf dare not. Lifted straight from the books and put into the movies. I, for one, am excited that the Lord of the Rings is going to be returning to our screens, and I am sure I will get jitters when a character comes into the show, whenever they do the video, the film, the TV series. A character's going to come in, and all of those casual fans, all of those naysayers, they will be like, oh, who's that guy? And the rest of us will be giddy inside when, for example, Glorfindel or maybe Elladan and Elrohir rock up, and it's like, oh, we know who that is. Right, Bjarn, Saviour of the East. Leave the Swordmen because they didn't do as much as the Dalesmen. And head to Berg-ram.
We shall continue tomorrow.
We must protect our heartlands. Prince Brand is absolutely chomping at the bit to get back, but he realises that with no money, I can't move him. I just have no use for him at the moment, and I want him to build towers. We must ensure that we can't be snuck up on now that we're not allied to Dorwinion anymore. If the fight against Rune goes well for Dorwinion, I think they will attack us, to be honest. Anyway, end the turn again. We'll definitely get the battle for Erebor this turn, or the fall of Erebor in this episode. Not this turn, this episode, so that's always good. Things are ticking along quite nicely in the modding arena. Racer, in particular, being quite busy. Hummingbird always beavering away. RK and the Elite Dwarf coming up with new and inventive ways of making our settlements look better. RK handling mostly the battle maps, and the Elite Dwarf handling the campaign strategy models. Although legend tells... Oh, the Haven of Umbar and Harad have allied. No reason they wouldn't. Oh, the Vale of Dorwinion like us, even though I have broken an alliance with them.
Your orders.
Alright, here we go. Master of Diplomacy, please. I can't give you any money, that's all I've got.
The answer, I'm afraid. Another wise proposition. We won't be agreeing words with me.
Come on, Rune. Come on. Oh, he pulled away.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
I'm only here to fight the Yagaloot.
You've got black arrows as well. Everyone's got black arrows. It's a black arrow party. Captain Barin, you made an error by stopping the siege of Berg-ram. We'll drop you now. Halwood and Bjarn together. Arrow fire from east and west. That is, of course, an image of the 3 hunters being surrounded by Eomer and his loyal Rohirrim.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
Well, they're not loyal. Eomer was never banished. They're just his Rohirrim. They just happened to be in the north at that time. Hunting the orcs, in fact. In fact, the actual story is they literally did just hear that a band of Uruks were marching across their northern border and Eomer rode out to meet them. That is it. That is the whole reason that he came across the 3 hunters. Right, let's find out what they're going to do and then move to match them. So, they're taking on Bjarn. Take it off of ×6. Get the Desmond to go over there. Halwood, keep coming up. Now bring them down. As the black arrows fly through into the Iron Hills mattocks. This is their unupgraded form. Although savour this form because it has since been removed from the game. The Hummingbird has set it so that their upgraded look is now their only look. And I think because they're such a rare unit, and the upgraded version looks so much better than the downgraded version, I think he just went for that kind of thinking. Let's just have them all look the same. That was quite nice that they grouped up for us there. They made shooting them a lot easier than it was before. They just don't know where to go. Arrows on both sides. Ah, they've made up their mind. I'm sorry, dwarves. I am sorry. But Dale needs riches. The world has been absolutely torn apart. Alliances and enemies are changing day by day. And we need money if we are to stand. And your nation is not strong enough yet to stand against us.
Only half the enemy force remains.
The Mattock warriors are actually better than the standard warriors, if you were ever wondering. So targeting them first is advisable.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such.
However, when the Dwarven warriors are the ones running at you, pull out, pull out. Yes, you beauties. Now stop firing and charge them. It's time. You guys, are you taking them on in the fight? Yes, but they're down to nothing. There's 3 of them left. Hit them! And hit them well. 61 Dwarven warriors are still standing though. Dwarven warriors, not so good. They will break if the situation turns a bit awry. They don't have armor piercing.
The enemy general lies dead.
They are just solid melee troops, really, but nothing extreme. So they will fall. Ah, and they are indeed broken.
Behold how our
And
this is a clear victory.
A lot more lost that time. 50. But then we killed almost 3 times as many. But it just shows you, I mean, the dwarves just cannot be taken for granted. Even their lowliest warriors will give us a real run for our money. It's going to be a fight. I'm disappointed, actually, that Erebor, the dwarves, sorry, have not rallied to defend Erebor. They are content to let it just fall to ruin. Fall to me, but I suppose is a better one.
Glory, honor, victory.
Your orders, my lord.
As you wish.
Now here's a bit of an
Yes,
out there
your
suggestion.
orders,
Do we
my
join Halwood and Bjarn together and move on Berg-ram? Or do we think when we get there we'll find that there's no way 2 small units of armor-piercing archers will be able to do that?
Yes, my lord.
I think it's worth a pop.
Your orders, my lord.
I'm going to go for it.
Assembling a
Yes, my lord.
Where's our ship?
ships ready.
Favour the odds a little bit more.
Yes, sir. Full sail.
Who's blocking you in? Ah, Dogaldor has built a port. And there is a lovely showing of the elite dwarfs' orcish ports. They have their own unique model. So much refining is coming to the mod with the elite dwarf. He has the campaign map is where you spend all your time, or most of your time. And the visuals here, I think, matter infinitely more than on the battle map. Because on the battle map, you could have a unit that looks amazing. For example, I really like the Knights of the Silver Swan. It's no surprise. They're one of my favourite units. But they rarely get seen. They're hardly ever in the game. They're such a late game elite unit for a single faction. Oh, the Misty Mountains are doing well. Easterlings of Rune. Yes! Yes, Easterlings! You bloody beauties. They've gone to war with Mordor without me having to do anything. Ah, that's good news. That is good news. Now, I 100% do not want to attack Mordor. It's the one faction I do not want to represent. I've fought them in almost every campaign I've ever played on YouTube. And I personally am bored of fighting just hordes of orcs. Non-stop hordes of orcs.
Your orders, my lord.
So to that end, I
Yes, my lord.
am not going to attack Mordor,
Taking
obviously.
camp here.
That's why I'm
Yes,
trying
my
to
lord.
achieve an alliance with Rune. Now, I would rather have a three-way alliance. And so me, Dorwinion, and Rune take on the world. I can then backstab the elves and hit them. Dorwinion might join with me. Dorwinion would then hopefully hit Mirkwood, and Rune would take out Mordor. And then we'd each kind of win our victory conditions by covering the... I'd take the north, Dorwinion will go down the middle, and Rune will go down the south. But unfortunately, I can't broker peace. That's
Your
the
orders.
only flaw. No matter how much cheating and whatnot you try, you cannot force two nations to stop being at war with each other.
My lord.
There is something you wish to speak of? I accept. You would speak of something more? Very
Yes!
There is merit in
Yes!
your
We've got them. We have got them.
proposal. Very good.
Give them... What, they didn't even want it. I didn't even offer that. I just gifted it to you and you said no. And we got 2 units of Dalesmen in our capital, who at the minute can just keep being free upkeep. Yeah, that's not a problem. We're losing so much money. But our three-way general
Yes, my lord.
general lord army, call it what you will make for Berg-ram, and it will succeed. Have faith. Now, something that is very interesting and I'm incredibly excited for is I have purchased Gwent cards in real life. Gwent from The Witcher 3, of course. I absolutely love it. I find myself playing the Gwent game in the game almost more than playing the game. Now, I do appreciate there is an online Gwent game, but I don't think I'd enjoy that as much. But I really want to play Gwent with some real-life people, and so I've purchased some cards off of a website called Etsy, E-T-S-Y. Now, I appreciate they will be made by a person. They're not going to be officially sanctioned, but I was perusing Amazon, and if you were to purchase a full set of Gwent cards that came with the collector's edition of The Witcher 3, they're going to set you back somewhere in the region of £800 to £1,000, which is obscene. And, of course, that is... There's no purpose for that. I would rather draw them on bits of paper myself than pay £1,000 for them.
Honourable, glorious
Oh,
victory.
what a sad
My
day.
lord,
What
our
a sad
courage and
day.
honour have conquered.
The dwarves never fought back. Dane has just died of starvation. Gimli has probably charged out at the last, to be honest, I would imagine, and fallen because he's so bloody hungry. And now I'm actually finding myself a bit of a moral quandary. Fighting against the dwarves is so alien to Dale that I'm not going to murder the dwarves. We will keep them on. Despite the fact that I could have got twice as much money for that. We're going to let the dwarves live in Erebor. We're just going to use their wealth. And we're not going to enslave them either. We'll just try and mingle with the dwarves. You know, we'll try and create a symbiotic relationship. And Erebor is ours. Erebor makes 2,423 gold a turn. Seeing us just make a tiny bit of money. The Throne of Thrain. Oh, that's... Building costs reduced by 5% globally. Ah, the dwarves is such a good place to take. 5% decrease to global construction costs. That's why you take Erebor. Screw the gold mines, but let's see. Should we see how unbelievably wealthy the mines will be? 800 gold! That would be what? 5 turns? Yeah, 40. Yeah. 5 turns they will have paid for themselves. But we're not going to leave the army here. No. We need to get Cirith Gathol. That's the only other place the dwarves have that can really harm us. So leave behind... I don't know. How much is the city going to hate us when we step outside? That's the problem. Or a lot, I think. I think it's not going to like us very much at all. Oh, we might as well keep that because we get an extra upkeep. Or we can destroy it for 1,000. We've got Town Guard, we've got Practice Range, we've got Ironmongers, we've got Pig Farming, and Miners' Quarters, the Town Hall building, and an inn, which is just an inn. Excuse me, sorry. Leave behind the Swordman, actually, yeah. Now step outside and let's have a look. Not too bad, not too bad. Take a unit of those.
Yes.
Yeah, there we are. That means there's around about 100%. The yellow.
Yes,
And the city is losing population because they just like us so much. Not a problem. King Bane,
Orders, my lord.
after your battle,
I'll rip off
Captain
your
Bomber
head.
has
I'm only
nothing.
here to fight me, you
What?
I'll rip off
Traitors!
your head and spit on your neck.
Dalian traitors of all things.
Yes, my lord.
Hit Berg-ram.
We shall engage.
Let's see what's actually in
We
here.
shall prevail.
Scuff! So they've got a
Yes.
general. Otherwise, I think 3 units of Black Arrow
Lord,
wielding
my lord.
warriors will take them down. And look at Brand.
Yes,
Good
my
God. Oh, he's Hearthguard, of course. I was going to say, he gets double the number just because he's the heir. That's
Your
a bit
orders, my
out there,
lord.
isn't it? I'm not sure what to do here. To be honest, I want to just push straight through for Kirig Gathol. But I can't risk that these guys attack because they might do some damage. Excuse me, sorry. Coughing like a madman. I didn't really want to attack them. Oh, we got no choice. Let's go for it.
I'll rip off
Oh,
your
they are
head.
pathetic armies, aren't they?
Glory, honor, victory.
Now, the dwarves get ridiculously favourable results in the auto-resolve, and so even a battle as one-sided as this, like, there is no way they can beat me. There is literally no way they can win this battle. Even if I sent Bane in on his own, the rest of the army would still survive long enough to kill these buggers. But if I were to auto-resolve, I would lose way more than I should. So that's why we're going in. And we're just going to fire every arrow we've got at them, to be honest. That should be enough. No, do go defensive what they are. And then if they get close to us, we've got some javelin troops to give them a little hello as well. I don't get why pressing shift 1 turns the army to face. I don't understand that. There's an echo in here. Our army. Anything that was armor piercing I could find and just threw together in an army. There's our Dalian Billmen. Billmen are such a good unit. They get a bonus against mounts and they're effective against armor. So they're a nice little unit. For now,
The enemy have brought up more men.
begin firing. Move up a bit. Now the only problem actually is the cavalry. You there, Vidasith, you've yet to fight in the battles of our land. You have a use today. Ah, they're pulling up to the hill. Don't fire at will. Let's wait until they get into a sort of position. Oh no, they are coming for us. Do fire at will. The Athala Rangers. Longest range of any unit we have. Dwarven Labourers. The lowest tier of all 3 Dwarven nations. That unit is used by all 3. So there are no longer Dwarven Smiths, Dwarven Workers, and Dwarven Volunteers or Sentries. Or
Only half the enemy force remains.
I think it was Volunteers for Khazad-dûm. They are now all called Dwarven Labourers, and each nation shares this one unit. And it's going to die.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Ceasefire! The cavalry's the only thing that can really do damage. Like, they really are the only unit that I'm actually genuinely concerned could do anything to us here. No! Oh, bugger. Everyone's on bloody runaway formation, aren't they?
The battle is very
Vidasith's
much
in the
in
wrong
our
place,
favour.
and the
Victory
cavalry
will be ours.
did actually drop
Only
us.
half the enemy force remains.
Oh, yes. Thank you, cavalry. You made that
Behold
easy.
how our-
End it.
This is a
28.
clear
That's 28
victory.
too many. 70 kills, Royal Archers. Well done. Cavalry is so annoying because you just can't... The only thing... I suppose I could have rushed the pikemen straight at the cavalry. Like a goalkeeper closing in on a one-on-one. It would have narrowed the angle for the cavalry to get to our archers, and it would have forced them to go wide, so our archers could have fired more. But unfortunately, cavalry starts charging at about the same distance that archers start firing, so you get one good volley off if you're lucky. I mean, we did only lose 28 men. It's not the end of the world. And I'm sure some would have recovered.
An honourable, glorious victory!
The dwarves really had it tough, didn't they? Really had it tough. I've met no resistance fighting against them. We've beaten every army that's come our way. We're absolutely like, blasting through. No trouble whatsoever.
Your orders.
I don't know what we're going to find in Kirid Gathor, but I don't think we're going to find a resistance, that's for true. We're still losing money though, unfortunately. Erebor's wealth is not as great as I'd hoped. But we'll get Berg-ram as well in a moment. We're only losing money by about 1,000 a turn now, so once Berg-ram is ours, we've got that as well. I suppose we lost the trade with Dorwinion, didn't we? And we don't border Rune, so the trade isn't as good. Having a land border secures much more prosperous trade.
I bring word from my
Go on
people.
then.
We shall know another course of wisdom to share. No, your time was most
Well,
valuable.
we got some trade with the Orcs, and they're doing quite well by all accounts. On the 30th turn, we'll do a toggle fog of war and we'll have a look at the world. We shall see how everyone really is doing. The independent realms take their turn, and the Rangers flourish. Oh, well done. The Rangers, who are you at war with? Let's find out. Northern Dunedain. Ah, no one. You're just at war with him. Well, you're at war with Imladris. The Vale of the Anduin and the Misty Mountains have gone to war. Of course,
Yes,
even though this is the anything can happen total war submod, no alliances, no enemies.
Tomorrow.
You have to still factor in that the nations still are next to their historic enemies, and there is going to be some overlap. And the same is true here. So Anduin are naturally probably going to fight the Misty Mountains, but then no, actually, there's as much chance that every nation will ally as there is that they'll go to war. So no, that's a lie. They're far more likely to go to war with everyone around them. But after the initial enemies are declared, they then start allying off. I can't get words out. Once the initial borders are set up, so once each AI nation has about 2 to 3 enemies, they will then look to start allying rather than declaring war. Dunedain and Bree are at war, and Khand and Mordor. So Khand have joined the fight against Rune.
Your orders, my lord.
Good, good.
Approaching.
As soon as Rune, oh, Dol Guldur, this is not the time. Elanin, you're never going to survive.
Stick you!
Bugger, we're going to lose Elanin, and I bet Dorwinion will take it from Dol Guldur. Where's the nearest river crossing, actually? Have I only got to Elanin because of my boat? I did, didn't I? Yes, the crossing is down in Dorwinion, or way back up here somewhere, isn't it? I just can't do anything. We're going to lose
Your
Elanin.
orders, my lord.
But that's alright.
Honor!
But that was our southern point. That was our south of the river town. Oh, we are starting to make money. Excellent. And it's the 30th turn. Let's have a little look before we end the turn. Toggle Fog of War. War? So Rune and Erebor haven't even met yet when Tyrannior and Rubar are in the way. Dorwinion are actually arguably as strong as Rune, so we need to just make sure we don't anger Dorwinion and then ally with the winner. Because whatever happens, we're not fighting Mordor. Oh, Dol Amroth, why did you go to war with Gondor? They're so much better than you. Dol Amroth have been depleted down to Tirithoros and the city of Dol Amroth, and that is it. Theland, Linhir, Methrast, they've all fallen to Gondor. Gobil, Tolfalas to Umbar. Although Isengard is carving out a nice little niche for them over there in the west. Cirith Yor's taken, Balorn, all the way down to Tharagondost. And they're up on Anulond. Mordor or Gondor are never going to survive. Just depends what Rohan do, I suppose, where they go. Lothlorien sitting in their standard 3. No one's bothering with them, and they're not bothering with anyone. Misty Mountains are doing alright, actually. The Northern Dunedain haven't really done anything with their war on Imladris. Although Imladris, interestingly, have got Camath Bryn, so they've at least done something. Otherwise, it's fairly standard. The alliances or the wars have kicked off before the rebel regions were taken. And of course, once you have an actual enemy to face, nations begin to stop focusing on the rebel regions, which is why they're remaining rebel. However, Garth Heligoth and Oskelon do have large garrisons in an attempt to stop the dwarves getting to Angmar too quickly. So that's a big reason why they've not fallen yet, because we built garrisons here designed to keep the dwarves out, so they take ages to get through them. Similarly in Varfest, it has a massive garrison, as you can see, and that is purely Well, Varfest now actually goes to Rune in the turn 1 auto expansion, but back here when I started this one, this large garrison's to stop Mordor going north, and it works sometimes, but it didn't work enough, so Varfest now just goes to Rune in the turn 1. But that's the world as we know it, but we've still got a little bit of time. We should be making our way... Yeah, Kira Cathol, and Berg-ram will attack us in a moment, and that'll probably be the end of the episode with the battle for Berg-ram. So it's been a minor little mop-up one, starting to remake money. The borders and the lines are being drawn by the nations of the world, and fortunately it's gone as I'd hoped. Rune against Mordor. Nothing better. Now I believe Mordor and Dol Guldur are either allied or at least they're at peace, which could bring Rune in the war against Dol Guldur. I mean, if only this was played by humans, a Dorwinian player being played by a human now would see that their best course of action would be to ally with Rune and take on Mirkwood. So Rune will deal with Mordor, Dorwinian will deal with Mirkwood, everyone's happy. But Dorwinian, as I say, are just as strong as Mirkwood, just as strong as Rune. So
Your orders, my lord.
their diplomacy will be twisted at the moment because they won't really be thinking straight. But we come to it at last. Will Berg-ram rise up? I think it will because there's a general in it and they won't risk losing him. No, there we are. And an army has just pulled out of Kirin Cathol as well, interestingly. Skalf outnumbers us 2-1 with Erebor axe throwers, dwarven labourers. Oh, this will be a test. This is going to be a test, everyone. Have I set it up so that the axe throwers work, or have I not done the necessary change to make them work yet? We shall find out as soon as they try to throw their axes. But to war!
Muster your courage, men! We march into battle!
The Hearthguard will help us out immensely here. And they really will. Double the number. We've got a lot of black arrows that are going to be coming down on the enemy's head here. Pause. You guys are free to fire at will. Just kind of pivot yourselves over there. And then begin fire. Begin fire! It's the Royal Guard. They're the threat. They're the real concern. I'm not really too bothered about the labourers. Although I've just targeted the labourers, haven't I? I get some shots off and then we'll start running away. Did they throw an axe? Yeah, I think they did. I don't know, maybe. Be vigilant, yeoman. Get out of there. You guys pull out that way. They're not too bothered about you, so keep firing. Oh, that was silly. That was silly. Oh, wrong one. You there. Just start shooting those axe throws. Bjorn, you've gone out the back, haven't you? Yeah. Ah! Maybe I should turn it off of ×6. Oh, curses! I haven't fixed it. Bugger. Bear with me. Welcome back. I fixed that little bug. Now the reason that is a bug is because I've set the files up to work for all of you guys.
The enemy are badly blooded.
And
they have lost half their men.
So when the game is throwing a throwing axe, it will look into the descript projectiles folder and it will say, and there'll be a line there that tells it where the file for the axe is currently being held. However, I have set that up so that it is correct for basically anybody who has never moved or never renamed their Third Age. So if you've installed Third Age the proper way and it's called Third Age 3 and you've not renamed one of the Americas or something like that, which I still stand by, it's so simple to install Third Age and not have to rename one of the DLCs. I don't understand why people do it. Anyway, I'm being unfair, I suppose, but If you had set it up so that Third Age 3 is the name of your Third Age folder, then the throwing axes will not crash your game. If, however, like me, you rename them because you have various Third Ages installed, I need to go into the file each time and tell it what I've actually called the folder in which I house the projectiles. And I hadn't done that. So I have now done that, so the axes will not crash the game any longer. However, this time I've not done anywhere near as well. My Hearthguard got caught out. And I've just been a bit worse in my command. Hearthguard, how near are you to the throwing axemen? Oh, they're right in front of you. I'm surprised they're not stopping to throw their axes, though. They just don't fancy it. Pull yourselves out. We have, however, lost hardly any in comparison to what the dwarves have lost, so it's not going too badly. Be vigilant, yeoman. Why did it take you so long to turn around and fire? Like, honestly, why? And then run away when I tell you to run away, you morons! See, my army's just way too spread out now. I can't be in both places at once. Right, you. Shoot the axe throwers instead. You guys, you can take on this Royal Guard now. There's only 10 of them. And you morons over there.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours. We await your command.
Just fight them. What the hell? Please tell me you are not shooting at those. Oh, Howard, you absolute moron. You're up against dwarven labourers. How did you just die against dwarven labourers? For Christ's sake. They're the dwarves' worst unit and you're our bodyguard unit. Could you be any worse? Where did the axe throwers go, or did you kill them? No, the axe throwers are all dead.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
I am stunned into silence. I am literally bemused at how he's managed to do this.
The enemy army flees. The enemy are utterly
60.
vanquished.
We lost 60. Dwarven labourers. They're not even good. Oh, Howard, no wonder you're posted out to the bloody far end of nowhere at the start of the game. You're useless. Well, no, let's see every cloud, and the silver lining here is that Howard was not fit for command. If Dwarven militia could take him out.
Glory,
He's
honor,
a captain of Dale.
victory.
And Dwarven militia took him out. Not acceptable. Some may see it that I lose a lot of generals. I see it as culling the weak. We are splitting the wheat from the chaff, and the chaff is being thrown and cast aside.
The enemy has surrounded us. We are besieged.
How did he die against militia? Dwarven militia. I know they're dwarves, but come on, you're the bodyguard unit. It's because he got caught out. It's because he got trapped out there alone, didn't he? And he had to fight on his own. Well, we took Berg-ram, which comes with a 1,000 gold coin boost. Of course, we've just lost a general, so there's some more free upkeep there. Although we are to lose Alanin. But Alanin only got 400 gold, so I see it as we've just made about 600 gold.
Yes, my lord.
Prince Brand. I think we're going to have to accept that we've lost Alanin. That one's just gone from us. So if you could resume tower constructing responsibilities. I'll try and get a unit out to there, actually, so we can use both of you. Because we're going to soon start to make money.
By your command. We can go no further today.
So Bjarn's free at the moment. You're not. So let's get you out. I'm not too bothered about towers from the north. We'll start down here. So head to there. Build me towers. No. Yes. We'll start there and work our way around. Making about 2,000 a turn, but we have arrived. Oh, there's the dwarven army. There's the dwarven army.
Yes.
King Thorin the Honourable. Now, it's not the same Thorin, for those of you who aren't too well versed in the lore of Middle-earth. It is a different Thorin. Thorin Stonehelm is his name. He is the son of King Dane. I don't know if he was born after Thorin died and so Dane named him after that Thorin, or if he just wanted to keep his name convention, much in the same way that most kings and queens of most countries keep the same names because it helps continuity. Howard is not... That is not an honourable death. He died a pathetic death. He probably bought his way into command. No wonder he was posted to the back end of bloody nowhere, as I say. He wasn't fit to rule, and he has met his end, as is fitting of a cowardly snake like Howard. Bjarn and Brand, they are the sons of Dale. They're the true warriors. Oh, I'm not going to fight this battle. It's a guaranteed loss. There's just no way. You took 27 of them down, though. Well done. Well done. Dol Guldur has reached the river running. The Kelduin. But Mirkwood's up against them, aren't they? They're at war with Dol Guldur. I hope, anyway. Because otherwise, what am I in this alliance for? Nothing. Just having a unit of elves. No, we don't take adoptions. We're not that down with adoptions.
Yes. We can go no further, my lord.
Khazad-dûm and the Misty Mountains have allied. Oh my god. Two of the strongest nations in the centre of the map have allied together. It's going to be... That's going to spell ruin and doom for all around it. Now again, I'm not going to fight until they attack us. But this time, they will attack us. But it will not be for this episode. Indeed, despite the brief pause in the middle, I have now been recording for the time I hoped I would be. And we're going to we'll go one final turn, get Brand into position. Berg-ram does not like us though, and it's going to be ages before it can actually build that castle. I'm surprised the dwarves didn't upgrade it from a keep to a castle. That would have been good, because dwarven battle maps are quite cool. So if anyone attacked us there, we'd get the dwarven defences. Let's brief moment have a look at our diplomacy. Mirkwood are at war with not the Woodland Realm. The Woodland Realm have allied with me and they're at war with the Misty Mountains, but otherwise they're not doing anything. And now, unfortunately, we wait again for the dwarves to rise up and attack. I don't know why they don't do it straight away, because they have definitely not got any reinforcements coming, and even if they have, it'll be 1 or 2 units tops. Although, when does the Dwarven Last Stand script kick in? Now there's a question. Oh, and this is the version of the game where the rebels are active, isn't it? Oh, no. I totally didn't think about that. The Last Stand script is going to kick in, and then a huge army of rebels is going to be knocking around Erebor. And we have nothing. We're going to have to meet them in the field, but we'll lose. We will lose.
Yes. We can go no further.
Your orders,
we won't move Bjarn out until we have troops in there, because they don't like us, and they'll hate us even more if we move our general out. Why have the dwarves not gone down to their last stand, I hear you cry? It's because they've got Kiriggathol, they've still got northern, whatever that region is, and I think they have Miraron, which is the castle up here, and it must be when they go down to 2 settlements. Oh, they've also got the plains of Arafal. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting.
Yes, my lord.
You bring a proposition for... Do not think out, that is all.
Double dealing. Get some trade rights with Mordor whilst we're allied to their enemies. Right, you, Theodemir, head up here and find out what's happening with the dwarves in that region.
I shall continue to...
I really would like Dorwinion and Rune to just call it a day and just fight Mordor. But they won't. Erebor likes us now, that's good to know. But it's still not growing at all, unfortunately. Oh, the public order's not great though, is it? Cultural unrest is huge. It's only because of vast law bonuses that we're not losing out. Why have we got vast law bonuses, I hear you cry? Because we have miners' quarters. 10% bonus due to law. That's it, really. Oh, and the tax bonus is helping us a lot. Garrison's doing nothing. If we were to raise the tax, they would hate us, and if we were to destroy that building, I don't know why the law bonus is 40% though. The walls give a 25% bonus to a human player. Oh, that's not meant to be there. That is not meant to be there. Walls law bonus. That's supposed to be for the AI only. I did kind of think, why does it not hate us more? I mean, I know I was banging on in Total War Warhammer 2 about public order being naff, but in this one I've made changes so that public order is now a bit of a trickier thing to deal with. It's still not going to ruin your game, but it's a little bit harder than it was. And I'm thinking, why is Erebor not hating me? And it's because this law bonus should not be here. That is an AI-only law bonus. The walls are not meant to make people happy. So that's going to go, I'm afraid. You can no longer rely on the walls. Well, I'll probably keep the 5% bonus because people would be happy that there are walls. But then why would that... There'd be a happiness bonus, not a law bonus. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make walls have a 5% happiness bonus. And that's it. People are going to be happy that there are walls. They're not going to be ecstatic. Maybe jump it up to 10% if you get up to the highest size. No, screw it. I want it to be hard. I'm just going to remove it altogether. That should be AI only. But for now, that's going to conclude. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I hope you've enjoyed this hour-long special. For those of you who have enjoyed one of my lesser campaigns in an unrelated, totally topic, look forward to the video that's coming this Wednesday. And these next 3 weeks up to Christmas, I'm busy every weekend. So there might be some disruption to the schedule. I should have enough time to squeeze the recordings in here, there, and everywhere. But obviously, lead up to Christmas, it's just mad. So, but for now, that'll be all. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I really have, and I hope you have as well. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navar, Naden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.